Hey all, and welcome back for another round of HellfireComms Patreon TV comms. Today we're returning to a series that Volk and I actually took a look at way back when, and I think it's actually cemented my love of the idol genre as a whole, because it took the genre and kind of did its own unique spin on it. I am, of course, talking about Zombieland Saga. Now, Neo, you are a big fan of the dub, apparently, but we're watching the sub here. Do you have any complaints about that, per se, before we begin?
I just really like the dub, and I just really appreciate that Funimation went the extra mile and dubbed the songs.
Oh, actually,
really well, too.
Yeah, that is a big thing. I can't recall a series where that's happened before.
Yeah, but I've watched bits and pieces of the sub because I watched the dub because it was being simul-dubbed, so I watched it as that. But yeah, I know what to expect.
Good stuff. And actually, since Volk and I recorded those episodes, the second season of Zombieland Saga has been announced. Zombieland Saga Revenge. So that's going to be pretty interesting. But what are we here today to watch? Well, thanks to Angry Bread, we're checking out episodes 4 to 6 of the sub. So we have episode 4 up, and if you guys need help, check the video description. There's all kinds of information there that will help you sync your copy of the media with our audio. Here we go, episode 4 of Zombieland Saga in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I might need a refresher on this because I've forgotten pretty much everyone's names except for maybe Lily.
I remember all of them because I'm a real fan. It's Lily. It's Number 0 is Tai Yamada. Number 1 is Sakura Hoshikaido. Fuck.
Some big fan you are, can't even pronounce names correctly.
Sakura something. I don't know. It's Saki Nishikaido is number 2.
There you go.
Because they all have numbers. I know their numbers. That's how big of a fan I am. 4 and 5 are Junko and I. I think 3 would be Lily and 6 would be... You know what? Whatever.
It does not matter.
I'm not going to embarrass myself.
They are all members of the band Fran Shu Shu. That is their idol group.
Yeah. Kotaro is so good. He's genuinely... Both the Japanese and English voice actors do an amazing job with him.
Mm-hmm. Music, come on.
Yeah. The Japanese voice actor even plays him in live action... sort of TV spots.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah.
What I like best about him is in Japanese, he's actually the same voice as Riku in Kingdom Hearts.
Hell yeah.
Thankfully, it has been a long enough time that I've sort of forgotten how the episodes play out, except for maybe Lily's particular one, which is super depressing. Well, it's more bittersweet than depressing, and the finale, so...
Yeah.
So mean to them, always with the gaslighting.
Yeah, he's very much a comedic take on the genuinely very abusive people who run management in the actual idol industry. But at least he's fun, and he's defanged as well.
Yeah.
And also they're zombies, they can take it.
Thank you for translating that. I have no idea how to read kanji or katakana. Ah, working for Big Pharma, eh? Well, I'm already a sellout, so... Oh, I think I remember this one. Is this the Hot Springs episode?
This might be... Yes. Yes. It's the Hot Springs episode.
This is a good one. Well, we're zombies, so as long as you keep spraying that deodorant, I think we're going to be fine. Yep, mm-hmm.
There's just a lot of very nice, small, attention to detail for character writing and animation that this series really excels at.
Who would you say your favourite member of the group is, mate?
I think either Saki or Junko. I think so. They both have the. I think Saki's probably the most fun to watch. Junko, I really like that she's the biggest fish out of water. Despite the fact that Yugiri's literally from, like, the Meiji Restoration.
Yeah.
And Junko's only from the 80s.
I think Saki has probably the most interesting backstory as well.
Yeah, she's the girl delinquent.
Oh, fucking adore the OP.
Yeah. Oh, I love this so much. And yeah, this got dubbed, including got this opening speech, the lyrics, all the actors sang for it. Even they even did the thing where for the last note on this OP, Kotaro joins in, which is such a small detail, but they even dubbed that.
So is this on Netflix or Crunchyroll?
Funimation.
Ah, okay.
Another interesting thing, just to talk more about the dub, as far as like dubbing songs is, which is a very hard thing to do.
Oh yeah.
I always feel the need to bring up because like languages they operate in completely different meter. Or rather, translating the meter is always really hard while maintaining the same meaning.
Yeah.
But when with a group song specifically, like not all of the dub actors are in the same vocal ranges as the original actors.
Oh, of course.
But they still rework it to make it sound natural. Like Junko's English voice is nowhere near as like deep and powerful as the Japanese voice, but she really puts her whole throat into it. It's respectable.
I'm just gonna fuck about and go to an arcade. See ya. What an asshole.
He's the best.
Another small tidbit you guys are probably aware of is the legendary Tai there is actually voiced in Japanese by a very famous Seiyu, or Seiju, however you pronounce it. The one who voiced Sailor Moon, I believe.
Yep.
Sadly, I'm not knowledgeable enough to rattle off her name, but now you know.
The original Usagi.
There you go. Oh, there we go. Kotono Mitsushi.
Yes.
And she's Dawn M. Bennett in English. The makeup could wash off if you go in these hot springs, so I'd be careful.
Yeah, well, that's why you gotta just be stealthy about it. The sightseeing shots are great. The eye catches in the show are fantastic.
Oh yeah.
There's just a lot of the still shots are really nice. Oh, this is foreshadowing. I just realized. Junko being really liking the fish statue. Later on, there's a later episode where it's revealed that she's really into fishing.
Well, at least they're having fun.
Yeah.
I think that would happen even if they weren't zombies.
Yeah. These are some of the best scenes. Just Kotaro just being like a smooth operator.
Oh yeah,
with his business meetings, he just it's just like got a personality switch that he can turn off at any moment.
Yeah, and like you can see the disparity between what they're having at the cafe. Like she's just having a black coffee, and he's having like a big old strawberry sundae.
Yeah.
Frankly, my dear, Saga is a shithole, and I wish to bring it back to life. Kind of like a zombie.
Like he's just putting on a completely different like respectable, like, just
veneer,
nice personality here,
yeah.
And then just immediately we get to see him shift into the third personality of absolute smooth operator. The chin grab is his coup d'etat.
Yes,
his ultimate move.
Ace in the hole.
It works on everyone.
That is true. I don't think they've actually answered that, like, bluntly yet.
Well, yeah, I don't think they ever will. I don't know, maybe. Like, there's some, like, there is a sort of mystery hook towards the end of this season.
They've hinted at it.
Yeah. Like, exactly how Kotaro is able to raise the dead.
Yeah.
And it is, I think Junko brings up, it might have been in an earlier episode, it might be here or later, that Japanese bodies are cremated. So he really couldn't have just gotten their actual bodies and put them together like this. So something else is going on.
I mean, with the living dead, I'm pretty sure we can be idols as well. I think every kind of anime of this ilk is required to have one "we can do it" scene per season.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked how Ai and Junko both came across as just, like, the cynical ones for having been in the idol industry before. But really, it's Ai who's cynical, and Junko's more just, like, an introvert who doesn't want to talk to people that much.
Relatable.
Yeah.
Phrasing. Oh, okay, well. Saga Ship Z is fine. Preferred Saga Ship base. Don't even get me started on Saga Ship GT. I'm scared of heights.
Actually, I think after Junko, it is Saki that has the most who has, like, the second most fish out of water jokes.
Yeah.
Like, I think specifically she has the most jokes about her time period. Like, her being from the 90s is brought up a lot. What with Tamagotchis.
I'm flying.
Yeah.
It's the old standby for the past few episodes.
Yeah, it's a song they've been working on.
I think I had this conversation with Vog, but how do you feel about the use of 3D models in the series?
I understand that's just something that idol shows kind of have to do to
Mm-hmm.
save on budget, because animating dancing is very expensive.
Yeah, with like multiple characters in one scene.
Yeah, it is hard to get used to, but I got used to it. I mean, it was double hard for me to get used to, because when I watched the simul dub, the songs weren't dubbed. They dubbed the songs for the Blu-ray release. So I had to deal with the switch of language and dimension.
You poor thing.
Yeah. I really like the fact that there's the fact that how they act, how like different all of them are from each other. Like I get like they don't come across as an idol group at first, as much as they come off as performance artists. And I love how that's very much gets reflected in their fan base, what their fan base winds up being.
Oh, I love those two fans, yeah.
Yeah, the metalheads that wind up following them, the old people.
You know, it's funny because the latest season of Agretsuko actually had her become an idol, and it dealt with, like, the dark side of that sort of thing with stalkers.
Yeah.
Pretty good show, that is.
Yeah.
Hope it gets a fourth season.
There is so much. I just need this. There's so much fucking shit bait between these two.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they are, like, I think I and Junko as well are often, like, paired together. And the promotional material has leaned into that heavily.
Oh, of course.
But, like, in the show itself, Saki and Sakura is just constantly a thing.
Mm-hmm.
She's just so naturally flirty.
Well, Saki probably had a little bit of a thing going with, like, the other head of her motorcycle gang.
Yeah, I got that as well.
You know, it's not just being like, his, you know, a ship. It's like, really?
Yeah, there's implications. I think Saki just has that aggressive personality.
Yeah, it gels well with the overly happy Sakura. Sorry, I had to quickly look up her name though.
I'd say it's more that she's very odd. She's happy and she's neurotic as well. The thing. She's very anxious, and that makes for a great chemistry here, where she's a pushover kind of, but also she's just worrying about everything.
Yeah, she's up for it.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm also very much into self-care. So it's nice because like whenever I see other idol stuff, it always feels like a lot of them are just kind of the same character.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas they are very much differentiated here. Like we see they have common interests. They are friends obviously, but like they have also just they just have very different ways of looking at the world.
No, I get what you mean, mate.
Yeah. I like how if you pay attention to their zombified designs, you can basically tell how they died.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
From that, yeah, like Sakura has the huge head injury because she got slammed by that truck.
Uh-oh. I sure hope there's no zombies in this pool. The concepts of hot springs in general are just so foreign to us in the West.
Yeah. I mean, we have, like, hot tubs and shit.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Sakura is such a fuck-up. So good. And this is the best trio to have out here, because Sakura and Junko are both, like, the most nervous wrecks in the group. And you combine them with Saki, who does not think 2 steps ahead at any moment.
Oh boy, it's them fucking up again.
Yeah. This is such a great thing to cut to. Now, this sequence is one of the best, like, freak out comedy moments in the whole show.
Jesus.
Hey.
You guys are just kind of taunting her at this point.
Well, Tai doesn't know what's up. And I is easily scared.
Yeah.
And for Yugiri, people just talked like that back then.
Mm-hmm. Whee!
Love physics.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that poor woman.
Clients beware. You're in for a scare.
Well, I'd say they got off pretty easily.
No, I like that we don't even hear his Juge lecture at that point.
The group who bathes their feet together sings and stays together.
I do find it interesting. I do like how, like, aside from, like, 2 actual idols, they went from for other periods. They went and chose a leader of a delinquent girl gang, a courtesan, and a child TV star.
Yeah. And
yeah, because there are, like, a very fun, interesting parallels to all of those with idols. Yeah. This show is a pretty biting satire when you read between the lines.
Oh yeah, of course.
Also, Romero's cute.
Yeah, he is.
That's the dog.
Okay, I think that's it. There's no stinger as far as I'm aware. Yep. Yeah, good stuff. Alright, that was the infamous Hot Springs episode that every anime is contractually obligated to have. I enjoyed that one a lot.
Yeah, it's a really fun one. The ED, by the way, also sounds fantastic in English.
Alright, mate, I'm ready for episode 5 if you are.
I am as well.
Alright, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Now, if I was paying attention to the next time thing, this is the one with the chicken.
Oh yeah, no, this is. I think this is the episode. If it is that one, this is the episode where Saki became my favorite.
Yeah.
Oh man, she's relatable. She's very relatable.
Mm. I honestly don't have a least favorite character. They're just all likable in some way.
Yeah, and I hope that Yugiri gets a bit more expanded on in the next season, because she didn't really have an episode.
Well, she has a song on the soundtrack that's not in this season at all, so...
Yeah, so I'm sure she will. But
it's a really good song as well.
Yeah. This is my favorite bit of slapstick in the show. That is so good. It's that, and then the bit with the baguette, which actually might happen in this episode as well. This might be the best episode.
He has such a fucking good vocal range.
Yeah.
Saki
just going care. From quiet to loud, to ashamed to boisterous to nice to just like he just completely in an instant. That's just great with him. And again, both actors in the dub and sub, very good at it.
Let me see if I've got the dub cast here. Let's see. Sakura in English, voiced by Prina Palencia, who I've honestly never really heard of.
Saki.
Saki, voiced by Caitlin Glass. I, voiced by Bryn April.
I believe Junko's voiced by someone who does cover songs on YouTube.
Amanda Lee.
Yeah, Amelie.
Associated Acts. Nate Wants to Bow.
Yeah, she has a YouTube channel where she does English covers of anime songs.
Yugiri, Stephanie Young, Lily, Sarah Winheft, and as I mentioned earlier, Tai, Dawn M. Bennett. And Kotaro is Rico Fajardo. Can't believe they got a different dub voice for Romero.
Yeah, it's good.
No half measures, I guess.
Yeah, they just went all out with it.
Obviously, Romero, named after George Romero.
George A. Romero, yes. Director of such classics as Land of the Dead, Road to Fiddler's Green, the video game.
Good stuff.
That's a joke for two people who won't watch this.
Okay, that's fair. Hey man, I'm doing this for the patron. I don't really care how many people actually watch it.
Nice.
I just like hanging out watching various shows as well.
Yeah. This is an actual chicken restaurant, by the way. I believe they are just showing a mosaicked actual advertisement here.
Tori D.
Yeah. Drive-in Tori. Yeah. Saki being... Yeah, this is her other running joke with her is from the 90s, native of Saga. Pretty much the only one. This is the only time those two get along in the whole show.
Hey, I respect someone being so hype over fast food.
Yeah, no, her hype for the local chicken restaurant is such a relatable thing. I love that. Who hasn't had a local restaurant that they haven't been all about?
Exactly.
There was a local pizza place where I grew up in Queens that I adored, and I would act like this if I was brought back from the dead near there and it was still around.
It speaks well of Saki and her gang that they were just allowed to come in here and just order normally.
Well, yeah, delinquent punk gangs basically just loitered. That's their thing. They're just high school girls who just drive on motorcycles, act tough, and occasionally get into fights, but mostly they just loiter after dark.
So not Yakuza level then?
Yeah, no. The worst things they'll do are smoke.
How dare they? How dare they slowly kill themselves?
Yeah, the utter reverence.
If I hadn't already eaten dinner, I'd probably cook up some chicken after this. I like to imagine that dude speaking right now is just an actual employee of the place.
It might be. I mean, he doesn't sound like a. It sounds like an amateur voice actor.
He said that's he's doing it.
Yes, it works on everyone.
Well, all right then. He was just dabbing for no reason.
Yeah. That's such a weird line.
Yeah.
That is so weird. Yugiri, what are you talking about? What were the fucking people who hired courtesans during the Meiji Restoration into?
I guess furries existed long before modern times. What the fuck? Why is his mask so realistic and lifelike?
It's makeup. I think I like to imagine it's makeup.
Okay. I like how I say that in such an implausible way when we have fucking zombies walking about.
Yeah.
Like, oh, a chicken man couldn't exist. Well, that's part of our gimmick, though.
He's such a helpful guy. What constructive criticism?
Yeah.
These two characters are such bit characters, but like they give it their all. Like they make their mark on this episode.
Aww.
The director and the assistant director. Like they're just so weird. They're so into shooting this chicken commercial.
That's a gun.
Yeah.
It took several weeks, but we finally nailed it. And it turns out it was the first take that was the best one all along.
And then Kotaro will cause problems on purpose. He needs method acting.
What? Of course Saki gets it.
This is the one episode where they vibe.
Jesus Christ. I forgot how, like, clown shoes this show could be sometimes.
Yeah. Got some moves. Phrasing.
Fast as fuck, boy.
This is the power. This is his power. People talk. He talks, and people listen.
Yeah. That's just natural charisma for you, really.
Yeah.
It's just a big pad of restraining orders.
So
getting fucking residuals for this.
These two are fun recurring characters as well. They're probably gonna be pretty important in the next season.
Oh yeah.
Again, the eye catch is wonderful. Yes, this is the baguette scene. This is the best bit of slapstick in the show, actually. See what I meant about Frappanese that one time? It's the best. The instant counterattack is so good.
You can tell it's a good baguette because it had that crunch.
Yes.
Oh yeah, this. Sorry, it took me a moment to remember it.
Yeah, this is the episode that has the actual Saga stuff in it.
Mm-hmm. I thought the chicken thing kind of composed the entire episode, but no.
Nope. Yeah, I think this episode is literally made to promote tourism to Saga.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the point of them in the first place. Lovely. Just wear the t-shirt, please. Oh, for God's sake.
That is interesting. Junko participated in swimsuit competitions, and I think that's weird. When she's from the more modern, sort of, played up idol industry.
Well, you know, it ebbs every so often, you know?
Yeah.
Like a few decades ago, it might have been okay, and then it became scandalous again, and then, you know, people relaxed on that sort of thing, and it became okay.
Because modern idols gotta be waifus, but 80s idols were taking provocative shots.
Yeah. There's a term for that in Japanese. Is it gravure or something?
Gravure.
Yeah.
Yeah, gravure models.
Nice.
The cop is also a very fun recurring character.
Yeah. Oops. I was about to say, so elegant.
Yeah. I think it's my favorite thing about Ai is how she just constantly looks so serious.
Yeah.
Like, it makes when she has to get into the slapstick and fucks up, it makes it funnier.
Oh, of course. Uh-oh.
Gonna have to get a new heart for her. Oh, it's back. This is the most hijinks heavy episode, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Which is probably why it's my favorite.
I mean, I'm all good for plot and whatnot, but a lot of things people call filler is actually a whole bunch of characterization and character development in disguise.
Well, yeah, and this is a comedy show. So you want an episode here and there that's just for the hijinks.
Yeah.
This is so good. Completely nothing. Just 100% focused and uncaring.
The balance. Not bad. Alright, there we go.
Yeah, I guess. These are just great moments of, like, just characterization through physical comedy.
Oh, yeah.
That it's really nice to see, because a lot of, like, shows don't really nail that much all too well. The subtle blush. Like, really, because, like, they all, like, the fact that they all move different. They all act different ways. They're funny in different ways.
Yeah. Well, the height was good. The distance, not so much.
And then this is just wonderful. And then Lily's just a cartoon character.
Basically. Not bad. Not bad.
Here comes her dramatic monologue.
Ganbate, Sakura-chan.
I believe I can fly.
Jesus Christ.
Good
And
job.
of course, Sakura's comedy thing is just playing everything completely straight.
Yeah, and then face planting. I think Sakura's thing is just comedically pathetic.
Yeah, oh wow.
For the most part.
I can only hope to one day be described as comedically pathetic instead of just pathetic.
Yeah, something to aspire to.
Indeed. Uh-oh.
Ruh-roh. I think that's one of the best shots in the show. That's great. Crawling through the mud like that. Having all their eyes change.
Thank you. And now a word from our sponsors.
Perhaps we should perform CPR.
Maybe. Yeah, take it off.
What an odd suggestion.
Yeah, we love chicken too.
Well, tangentially, you are in the commercial. He's great. Intrigue begins here.
Someone's alive who shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
And Junko has an instinct. She knows when she's being watched.
Ah, yes. It's a zombie superpower, not many people tell you, but... Alright, so that was episode 5. Another fun bundle of antics, as Neo would put it. And now we have the last episode of this batch, episode 6, ready when you are, mate.
I am ready.
Alright, let's close out this batch. We have episode 6 of Zombieland Saga in 3, 2, 1. Now, this one I actually don't remember at all, so it'll be a nice surprise for little old Entom. I do remember that the commercial pops up in another context. I'm not sure if it's this soon, though. Yeah, it's almost like they didn't exist before now.
I like that their website sucks.
Yeah, it's fucking Angel Fire. Ah, big fan of this song.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this episode might be the Ai and Junko tension. Start, because this is like a multi-episode thing, but I think this is where it starts.
The idea of zombies getting tired is kind of weird, but I guess you just go with it, just due to the whole tone of the show.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, this is the start of the tension between the two and their views on what idols should be.
Oh, something's flooding back.
Yep. She was watching her group in the first episode before she died.
Alas.
You see, yeah, Sakura and I both died in 2008.
Mm-hmm.
Sakura, I think, only only probably a few months before, like probably not that long before I died.
Now, obviously, we have the whole Sentai thing going on here. I would like there to be a Sentai parody in the next season. Quite like Zombie Kaiga or something. Or Zombiga. Much better.
I like the implication that that's just what Sakura dreams about.
What?
This dreams about them being being tokusatsu heroes.
Well, either that or actually being able to pass on. Oh. Fresh.
He's the best.
Medicated hair shampoo.
I like the fucking first promotional material for the second season was just him shirtless as like water was splashing on him. Oh, that's great. Yeah, they don't have that many temporal jokes in the show.
No.
Like, Yugiri has very few. That's one of the very few she gets. So yeah, I sneaks onto the computer to use the internet every now and then by distracting Kotaro with bath time.
Search.
Yeah, you wouldn't think 2008 was that much of a different time, but it is a 10-year difference between then and when the show just took place when it came out, which is 2018. Wow. It is a whole decade, and the internet looked very different in 2008.
It's a bit more than a decade at this point.
Yeah, but in this show.
Okay.
It's 2018 in this show. Love her.
Ah, yes. The final destination, no pun intended, of this season. I think, anyway. Might be thinking of a different event.
Might be. Who knows? I know, but I won't say.
Okay, dear.
Because I'm not as confident that I know.
Well, I am confident in my ability to be a dumbass, so... Well, that's no fun. Shoot for the moon, and if you miss, you'll die in space.
So yeah, this is the first time the two idol experts have disagreed on what to do. Yeah. Fame has a much shorter shelf life nowadays than it did in the 80s.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the population alone exploded since then.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Iron Frill, her old group, is still around and drawing numbers, which has got to be a hit for her, given that fame is quite fleeting, but they managed to stick around that long and they didn't need her apparently. Or who knows? Maybe we're definitely going to get more on that in the second season.
Oh boy.
It was sort of teased.
Yeah, I agree. Bit of kabuki theatre.
Yeah. It is nice to see, as the series goes on, how they just stop being weirded out or intimidated by him.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up.
They understand, he it's mostly posturing. He's toothless.
The big old Christmas ham is what he is.
Here's Sakura getting too friendly. Too cute. You're getting too close to him.
Yeah. Damn.
Oh, what a line. I love that shot so much.
Oh.
I don't know what a phone is, please. She's so lost. Again, like it's interesting because it's like the being, despite the fact that like Yugiri's like 70 to 8, like nearly 100 years behind Junko on this. It's more of a shock to Junko because everything's so different for Yugiri.
Yeah.
But just enough things are similar and familiar for Junko that all the advances just feel a lot weirder for her.
Well, I feel like that's a very natural reaction, because like if I were in a new situation and everything is weird, then I could just rationalize that yes, everything is weird. Yeah. But if it's like an alternate universe where everything is the same, but this particular thing is blue instead of red, then yeah, I would be a little off balance.
Yeah, it's more uncanny, like because it's closer to your reality. It's like difference between like transporting to like an alternate Earth and landing on an alien planet. See, I think this is the first time we see their actual fan base.
Mm-hmm.
And they are very disparate.
Yes, I love the way she pretends to be a chicken.
Yeah. It's like I think absolutely, like if we were looking at this, how this would work in the real world is they would get, this would just be this, they would have avant-garde music critics would be their fans.
Absolutely.
Just this would be seen as just a absolutely fantastic experimental performance art. Outsider idols.
I'm sure a few of those types of group exist. It's probably a lot harder to do meet and greets during modern times, though. Aw. Not good with crowds.
Oh. So yeah, she remembers when idols were allowed to be more introverted. Meanwhile, Yugiri in full courtesan mode.
Yeah. I had to bring you back to life so you could embarrass me in front of the fans.
I like how he just dragged them back here to yell at them so fast. It didn't even have anything. It didn't even, like, take their makeup off.
Nah, I like the joke of, if I had to, like, describe it with a metaphor, it'd be like, you dumbasses! Well, times change.
I don't want to be touched.
Well, you don't have to be touched, you just have to be near people.
That's the same thing.
I want to hear what Tai thinks about this situation.
Yeah. Sakura, you're a bad debate moderator. You're supposed to be asking for clarifications and demanding that they give each other equal time.
Ouch. That was coming from Saki, too.
You fumbled that, Sakura.
A little bit.
That's a great eye catch. Saki smirk.
Aww. Tai's gimmick is that she loves to eat.
Yes. I think we might learn how they died this episode.
Ooh.
Or that might be next episode. But I think it is here. Oh, for sure.
You can just open the door, you know.
Yeah. So this is already, like, she's... This is an interesting bit of character development that, like... Because she started off just not wanting anything to do with anything. But, like, now, like, all she needed was, like, to think about the idol stuff again for a little bit. And now she's already back to being, like, ambitious.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I imagine seeing that Iron Frill was still around probably sparked that. She keeps making people cry and walking away.
Just like an idol should.
Yeah. This is just what sad people do in Japan. If anime is anything to go by, they just draw shit in the sand.
Yeah, I go to the beach and write the word idol and wait for the tide to come along and wash it away.
Minamoto, that was her last thing. I know, I was like Hoshi something. Hoshi Kaito's a bread. What's wrong with me? I think I messed it up with Sake's last name, which is Nikki Kaito. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yikes.
Yep. That's how she died. And that's why she's stitched together in pieces when she's a zombie.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is going to be a rough walk home.
Yep. Can't believe water can wash the makeup off, but Saki's hair dye is completely just immune.
I think it's just part of her at this point.
Saki's used to people just burying themselves in her shoulder, I guess.
Yeah. In hindsight, having a concert like this while it's raining, probably not a good idea.
It's 1,000,000 to 1 shot. I mean, that's rare. See, it's presented in a sort of cartoony way there, but that has got to be traumatizing for everyone. I agree with Saki, though. Legendary. That is a hardcore way to go out.
It's got to be a really powerful blast of lightning as well, because people have been hit and survived before, but that left her like a charred corpse.
Yep. So yeah, I think there's definitely got to be a complex there with the fact that her old group moved on even after she died in public like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my line.
I have to say it once per episode to get paid. Well, at least we know not to theme our next concert after aeroplanes or lightning. Aye. This is the big times.
Outdoors. Shake the earth. We'll be covering in the aeroplane over the sea.
Yeah. Not a fan. Not a fan. Whew, that was a heavy episode.
Yeah, the drama's been set up.
Indeed it has, Neo, but alas, that is all the time we have for today. So thank you again, Angry Bread, for commissioning these episodes of Zombieland Saga. And don't worry, guys, he commissioned more, so we'll be continuing the series soon enough. If you guys want your own commissions, hit up patreon.com/HellfireComms and check the tiers and whatnot, and you can get like a bunch of episodes or a movie, etc. Please be aware though that we are working through a particularly big backlog, so if you commission something this year, you will most likely get it next year. But the bright side to that is once you have paid for your commission, you don't need to stay pledged. Once that commission goes through, it basically just goes into the backlog, and I deliver it when it's done. So yeah, every penny helps support HFC, and I hope you guys enjoy the finished products when they arrive. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you next time for another batch of HFC Patreon TV comms. Bye bye.